Hello and welcome to the final of 3 videos on this Tridosha yoga practice. Would be handy to have a block for this final sequence, so grab one if you can. We're going to start with our hands on the edges of the mat and our feet hip distance apart. Take your feet to the edge of the mat and then just let your knees roll from side to side. Just allowing the hips to release a little bit, and then bring the feet hip distance apart. Turn the palms so the fingers are facing toward the buttocks, and then just start to lift your chest and relax it. Push into the hands, gaze forward, and then round the back. Nice long breath in and out. Okay, we're going to take the back leg and we're going to put the foot over the knee, and then we're going to walk in until we find a place where we're feeling a stretch in that outer hip. And then if it feels helpful, just rock from side to side to find that sweet spot. Keep the foot flexed to keep the knee safe. And then when you've got your hip and heel in the right location, start to lift your chest a little closer to your bent leg and then back away. So again, you're working with the breath to gain more access to the sensation of stretch that will help you release tension deep in your outer hip. Lovely. And now we're going to extend the bottom leg down. We're going to weave our fingers between our toes, and that is going to be easy for some and not for others. Once you've got a finger inside between each toe, just start to press down on the knee and lift in a seesaw motion to help release and open up the hip a little bit. I'm here in a beautiful garden in my house in Canada. It's a gorgeous day today. I'm just going to clap my feet, and then I'm going to take 2 thumbs and I'm going to start at the base of the big toe and press all the way down to the bottom of my heel. And do that with each toe. Start at the base and work your way down. Our feet are essential to a happy life, and so taking care of our feet is very important in my mind. We're going to take this foot and just swing it around so it goes behind us. The knees are going to be stacked sort of close on top of each other. This foot is relaxed. And then we're going to take the front arm over the back and turn away. Sit up nice and tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, just gazing down to the earth. Another nice long slow breath in, feeling the gentle twist in your lower back as you slowly draw your navel toward your spine. Okay, placing both hands either side of your knees, tuck your chin in and start to slowly lower down towards your legs. And you'll find a spot where your hamstring says that is enough, and you will respect that message from your body, and you'll just stay here and breathe. And maybe focusing on breathing into the back of the lungs. And as you exhale, a little drawing in of the belly toward the spine. This is a deep stretch for your hamstring. So let the upper body be the natural weight that helps to bring more length to the back of your leg. Slowly coming up, taking a hold of that back foot and just circling it around a few times in one direction and then the other way. Good. And then bringing it in and letting it rest on the inside of your groin. And then take your hands and just stroke down your leg all the way to your hip. Reach forward, and this will give you some feedback as to how far you can go. If you start to round your back like this, then that's not so good. We want to be on the sit bones. So just stroke your leg to as far as you can. And then we're going to come into the full pose Janu Shirshasana. So it's a little twist Take the back arm over the front leg and maybe just press the ground to get a little bit further and just see how far you can go. And then when you found that spot, both hands can come together. You can hold the foot or the shin, the calf, whatever's available, and just allow your upper body to lengthen over your lower leg. Lovely. Start to slowly bring yourself back up. Bring the knees back to the center. Place the hands, fingers towards the buttocks, and we'll repeat the first movement, pressing into the hands, lifting the chest, or if you wish, you can lift the hips into the air. That's it. Little squeeze of the glutes. Good. One more time. Lovely. And now we take the front leg over the back knee. We walk ourselves in. Now, many of you may know I had a hip replacement 6 months ago, so I noticed right away the difference on this side. So really be conscious of that in your own body. Does it feel different on this side? If it does, then the position will be a different place, right? So inhale, bring yourself a little closer to your leg, and then exhale back away. The trees here are so beautiful. I can see the moon in the sky. It's a little slither. Really feels good to do that. All right, bring your back leg down, and we're going to take the back hand and weave it between those toes. Really good for our balance to have space between our toes. And then just seesaw from side to side. Knee goes down and the foot comes up, and vice versa. All right, and then just clapping the foot top and bottom with your hands, and then taking those two thumbs at the base of the big toe mound all the way down. And it's a good chance to try and notice, do I feel any places of tightness or tension? Maybe I want to stay a little bit longer and work through something that I found. And then swing that leg behind you, making sure that you're sitting on your sit bones. And then take the back arm over the front knee. Take a nice long breath in as you lengthen through your spine, and then twist. If the ground isn't there, sometimes just putting your hand on a block can be nice to give you a bit of support. There's a beautiful breeze here. It is a cool 21 degrees. Ant just bit me. The joys of doing yoga outside. All right, so now I'm going to take this back leg and I'm going to take it into a circle as I rotate through my hip joint, and then go the other way. And I'm going to bring that foot in to the inside of my groin. And then I'm going to reach out and I'm going to stroke my leg. All the way from the toes to the hip. Letting the body and the brain know where I'm headed. Preparing my body for the final position. And so this time reaching that arm across to give you the twist. And then finding a place for the other arm. And starting to allow a deeper stretch into the back of the leg and also into the side waist. You'll feel this in your quadratus lumborum muscle, which is what's twisting me over toward this side of my body. Just relax and soften the upper body, the face, allowing space and time for the tension to dissipate and release in the legs and back. Okay, so now we're going to turn, pivoting a little bit more to the side. So I've got one knee out, or more than 90 degrees really. And I'm going to take my left hand to my leg and reach my right arm up into a nice gentle C shape. I'm going to bring my hand to my heart. Remember, we did this in our standing pose when we were in Trikonasana. And here we are leaning over another straight leg. The next time you come, we're going to stay. So take a little bend of the elbow. Maybe you gaze up. Maybe you keep your gaze down. Maybe you hook your big toe. Maybe you don't. Just see if there's something you can hold on to that allows you to stay in this position. For some people, it might be easier to keep the arm down here. If there's tension in the shoulder, just let the stretch be here. And for others, having the arm here might feel okay. So just figure out what's best for you today. Good. And then we're just going to walk forward. So we're accessing a stretch into the inner groin. So just leaning. You might want to be on a block if the ground's a little far away. Just see where the body naturally stops. And keep the right foot flexed so that the muscles are engaged to help keep you safe as you stretch into the inner hip. Lovely. Now we're going to take the right hand behind us. I'm going to be covered in ants here. I'm going to take my hand off the mat. I'm going to press into my right knee and I'm going to lift myself up into a nice supported wild thing. I'm going to come back down. I'm going to lift up and lower. Last one. Lift. Maybe stay there for a moment if it feels nice, gazing down at the earth, and then come back. We're going to change sides. So extending the right leg out, left heel in toward the groin, and just feeling that stretch, adjusting the angle of this leg to a place where there is a stretch, but it's manageable. It's not hurting you. And then taking your hand to your heart, we're going to lift and lean. Inhale, exhale. I always like to give the body a chance to prepare for the final pose. So stay now, lift the elbow a little bit, eye gaze down toward the mat, seeing if there's something to hold, either the foot or the calf, and just stay in this gentle side stretch. Eye gaze down, reminding us that this is a practice of deep, calm, slow movement to balance the hot, fiery energy of summer. Beautiful. And then release. Now we're going to allow our body to gently come forward towards the earth. Noticing how the right inner hip or groin feels in this pose. A little reminder to flex your toes to keep the muscles in the leg active as we lean forward into this deep stretch. Beautiful. Now coming up, finding a place to anchor your hand as you sweep your right arm up and over and come back down. My eye gaze is down behind me to the floor. And I'm going to stay here and just enjoy this length, the stretch from my foot to my fingers, and then release. All right, now we're going to come into both sides. So we're going to take the feet wide apart. We're going to hold on to the ankles. I'm rounding my back. And as I inhale, I'm bringing my body forward a little bit. And then I'm backing away. And I'm trying to rock forward onto my sit bones. That keeps my spine in nice, long alignment. Now this may be the place that you stay if the groin feels particularly tight. If not, then there's an opportunity to extend the legs out into the full Upavista Konasana pose. And from here, I'm just going to offer you the chance to do a little bit of circular movement. Again, giving the body a chance to see how it feels to be in this position. Let's go the other way. And now we're going to come forward. So flexing the feet, making sure the legs are strongly engaged, and then just let the upper body be the weight that stretches and lengthens the fascia around the inner hip. And it might be that the block is nice to rest on to give you a bit more support, or maybe you go down and just rest on your elbows. Return to your breath. Thinking mind can become a bit loud when we're not doing anything. So telling yourself, I am breathing in to my back. I'm breathing out and relaxing down. Inhale, I'm breathing in. Exhale, I'm letting go. One more repetition of breath. Beautiful. All right, we're going to gently bend our knees. We're going to come to lie. Not quite yet. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. We're going to do Paschimotto Asana. So straight legs in front, feet flexed. We're going to reach up, and we're just going to stroke from the feet all the way to the hips. So we did this before. This is the last one. And see where you can go. Now, find your place. It might be your shins, it might be your feet. Allow the body to lengthen over the legs. We're going to be here for about 10 breaths. This is a deep pose. It's the final forward bend that we're going to do today. Always good to look at your feet. We can sometimes turn our feet inward or outward or do crazy things with them. I find sometimes a block is helpful to keep your feet straight. So if you have the flexibility to hold the block and then lean, that can be a good way to make sure that your feet are in a good position. All right, now we're going to bend our knees. We're going to come down onto our back. And just enjoy being on your back. We have not been in our back yet in this practice, so just feel how the spine just melts down into the earth, and how the weight of the head is now held by the ground, and then all the facial muscles and the skin can just melt back towards the earth. Place your hands down by your hips, palms facing down. We're going to inhale, lift our arms up overhead behind us. And we're going to exhale and lift our knees towards our chest. We're going to inhale, lift our feet toward the sky. We're going to exhale and bring our heels back towards our buttocks. We're going to inhale, lower our feet back to the mat. And we're going to exhale and slowly bring our arms down by our side. We're going to do that again, and imagine again that you're moving through water, so everything is slow and controlled. Exhale, lift the knees in. Inhale, slowly lift the legs. Exhale, lower the legs down. Inhale, feet touch the earth. Exhale, hands touch the mat. Do it one more time on your own. And when you find your legs in the air, we're going to stay there for a moment. I just want you to maybe shake your legs a little bit. As you know, it's really good to release tension in the body by shaking, letting the blood just roll down out of the veins of the legs and into the torso. Now, We're going to go into an inversion option, and the first one is halasana. Now for some of you, maybe lifting your pelvis up and putting the block underneath your sacrum, that can really help just keep your legs in that position, right? So you don't have to do anything to keep them there. They'll just dangle. And this, whenever you've got your hips a little higher than your heart, you are in an inversion. So be happy if you wish to stay here. For those of you who wish to come with me, we're just going to lift the hips up and take the legs back into plow pose or halasana. You're going to move your hands onto your lower ribs, either side of your spine. We're going to try and extend the legs and keep them straight so that they're strong. Toes onto the mat. Now it's not easy to breathe here, so you might want to lift your chin just a little bit. Maybe you're gazing up at the space between your legs. I'm seeing some beautiful trees and clouds as I do that. So do your best to breathe slow, little breaths. And notice how you feel. There's a lot of blood pouring down into the upper thoracic area, so maybe that feels different or interesting to you. Those of you who want to could extend a leg up towards the sky, the ceiling. Notice how that feels. And you might want to change legs and do the other one. And some of you might like to come into a shoulder stand. To do that well, you want to really walk your hands down closer to your shoulder blades and your elbows in. And then try and find some lift for both legs. It doesn't matter if you're not completely straight. The idea is that you're just allowing all of the blood from your legs and your hips to come down into the upper thoracic area, which is bringing some stimulation to your head, to your thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, just doing lots of good for us in general. And then take your time to bring your legs back down. If you had the block there, you're going to want to move it away to the side. Hands are on the floor. I'm going to slowly bring our spine back down to touch the ground. And then feel free to bend the knees or not as the legs descend to the mat. We're going to do the counter pose, Matsyasana. So push up onto your elbows. Take your hands underneath your buttocks, then press your chest up and let your head land on the mat. And enjoy seeing the world from a different perspective. Upside down. Allow your mouth to be open and feel the stretch into the front of the neck. And then release. So we're going to roll onto our side, and the knees are going to be stacked. The shins are in line with the edge of the mat, and your lower arm is out, and your upper arm is on top, so your palms are touching. Now, for some people, if the head feels like it's hanging, you could put a block underneath to give you a little bit of support. We're going to take this arm and sweep it around so we're at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, if you're imagining a clock, and then bring the arm to touch. Sweep the arm up into a big half circle till it lands. And then land. And then sweep around. We're going to stay here now. So you might want to keep the block there. Maybe you feel like, I don't need the block when I'm in this position, so I'm just going to remove it. Just checking in with your body to find what feels best. You can gaze over at the arm at the back if you wish. You can close your eyes anytime that feels good to do so. Notice that it's easier to breathe into the rib cage that is lifted. And as you exhale, just allow the twist to reach its natural edge. And then we're just going to bring the feet onto the mat. We're going to roll over and we're going to go to the back. So I'm going to put my block underneath again. I'm going to bring my shins in line with the long edge of the mat, my knees. So I'm at a 90-degree angle from my hips to my toes. palms touching each other. I'm going to inhale, sweep my arm across this lovely green grass and towards you. And then exhale, palms touch. Inhale, sweep it out and land. And exhale back. Final time, I'm going to sweep across. I'm going to find that place that feels like it's enough for me. But I'd encourage you to make sure that both of your shoulder blades are on the ground. And if that's not happening, then maybe having a block between the legs, like so, could be helpful. We never want the shoulder to be hanging. I'm going to turn my head towards you and rest by closing my eyes for just a moment and just feel what it's like to be in this twist. And then I'm going to bring my feet onto the mat. I'm going to bring my body into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Now I have taken my hands away from my body, just rolling my shoulders down and underneath me, just relaxing the feet, just letting them flop to the sides and coming into this final resting place. Take a slow, long breath in through your nose and just let it out through your mouth. Fill yourself up, let your belly rise and swell. And as you exhale, just let go. Allow the space between your eyebrow center to soften and ease any tension that might have been there. Try to relax the corners of your eyes. Feel your upper lip and lower lip soft and relaxed. Let the shoulders be heavy, supported. Notice as you travel down the length of your arm to your palm of your hand that your fingers naturally curl when your hands are relaxed. Become aware of the rise and fall of your belly as each breath fills you and leaves you. I have the sensation of little ants crawling on my skin. Maybe become aware of any breeze of air, temperature that's flowing across your body. Any sounds. I can hear the wind in the trees next to me and above me. Just tuning into the sensations and sounds that are right here with you now. And for those of you who find that your mind is just getting louder and louder as you lie here in stillness, there's a mantra that you can use. Mantras are energetic words that focus the mind. So as you breathe in, you can say the word so. And as you exhale, you say the word hum. This is the natural sound of our breath. And it reminds us that we are an energetic being connected to every other energetic being on this planet. That we are all one large field of energy. and that we are just a single drop expression of that entire energy that makes up everything on this beautiful planet we call home. So what we do, what we feel, has a ripple effect into the world and the life that we share with people. And when we practice yoga and meditation, we are creating a beautiful vibration that will spread to those around us. So when we do it for ourselves, we're actually benefiting other people too. So just start to move your fingers and toes. You might want to lengthen your body from one end to the other. You may wish to hug a knee and then another knee into your chest and just roll like a little ball from side to side. And maybe you roll onto one side, preparing yourself for the eventual movement from lying to sitting. Taking your time to make this transition mindfully, easefully. And for some of you, maybe sitting up on a block will be comfortable for a final pranayama session. I know I find that helpful. So because we're dealing with the heat of summer, you may have been doing this practice outside or in a warm space. So we want to do a pranayama breath that's going to be cooling for the body. And we're going to do Shatali, and there's 3 ways I'll show you how to do this. The first one is to put a finger in your mouth, close your lips around it, and maintain that same space. And then breathe in through a kind of invisible straw. So inhaling, and then exhaling through the nose. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed, your spine tall. So that's the first one. The next one, if it's possible, to curl your tongue into a sort of external tube shape and suck the air through there. When we breathe over the surface of the tongue, it has a cooling effect, dropping our body's internal temperature slightly. The final one is called Shitkari, and this is where we make a smile and we sort of suck the air through the spaces between our teeth. Looks like this. So whichever one of those 3 felt the most comfortable or enjoyable for you, do 3 more of those now. We're going to finish this practice with a chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering. And may how I live my life today support that freedom and happiness for all other beings. Join me if you wish. Take a deep breath in. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope that you will maybe one day try to do all 3 of these sequences together. I think it's just about 75 minutes maybe. It's a wonderful feeling. It prepares you for each video, prepares you for the next one. But I think that they're good as standalones as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like or comment on the channel. Send me your feedback. And I hope to see you again here soon. Thank you.